Yes, welcome back to Footy and Friends. It is the Week 3 preview of some bloody fantastic games. How are you, Michael?
Are you well rested?
I am. And how are you, Brett?
Yeah, good, mate. You look fresh. You got
Yes, had the 6 and the 2, and I am just absolutely flying at the moment.
It looks better than what it was.
Thank you.
Post Bartley.
Thank you, mate. Sort of gaslighting me a little bit. He goes, grow your hair out. I kept growing it. He goes, that looks fucking shit.
Then you're 6 and 2 it.
Then I was 6 and 2, and he says, you look like a fucking idiot. And I go, well, maybe it's my face, mate, not my hair. Hey, this episode of Footy and Friends is brought to you by our friends at BWS. Get your drinks for game day sorted.
Ooh.
And enjoy the footy with BWS.
Have you been there lately?
I have been there
What
lately.
did you
I
get?
went
What did you
through
get?
and I got some high tide seltzers.
Oh.
They were fantastic.
Where'd you drink them? At an 18?
In your backpack with your Woodstocks next to it, were they?
You got a Max Mad Monday.
And I had some Carlton drafts as well.
Yeah. What have you been doing, Brett? What did you get?
No, I
what'd
got
you
some
get?
got some vitamin Bs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the vitamin Bs.
Good on you, brother. Did you have any beers? Good, the North Melbourne BNF.
Yeah, they
last
had
weekend? They would have had Crown Lagers, would they?
the old ground lagers. Haven't had one of them for a while.
Yeah. Remember they were like, I don't know about you guys.
They
but
remind me of Fev.
they remind me of Christmas.
Brownlow.
They remind me of Christmas because my dad and my uncle, I feel like it was like a really special occasion if you had the Crown Lagers. And at Christmas,
It's a very good call. My
they
parents
bring
did the
out
same.
the
uncle's the
Crown
same,
Lagers
yeah.
on Christmas Day.
My uncle brought me a six-pack the day I got drafted, or the
Yeah.
day after I got
It
drafted.
was like a real special beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go, mate.
Having a crownie.
Yeah. How good is
And
that?
they would have cost what extra a slab back then?
Not
like
sure.
$3?
Maybe. But they're quite a fancy bottle.
Yeah.
Like, you do feel quite...
Doesn't make them taste any better.
They taste
Next time.
shite. I'll be honest.
Next time anyone out there sees anyone having a crownie,
Send
take
it
a
in.
photo.
Yeah.
Send
I
it
think
in.
we'll be
I'd
getting
much
many.
prefer a vitamin B or a Melbourne can any day of the week.
Yeah, but for the occasion sometimes.
Yeah,
And you two would both know what the Brownlow, don't you?
Hey,
Have them at the
tell you where
Brownlow.
we probably should pop a crownie, out of respect. Boris's funeral.
Wow. I wasn't going there.
That
mate.
has gone
I
so
was going to
somber.
say his birthday.
Yeah, which is
next-
December. We're all going up.
We're going up. We
Yeah.
get the...
I'm not going up.
Yes.
Yes, we are. We'll get the van up there.
Road trip.
We'll get the Werribee van up there. Jimmy will take us.
Where are we going to see Boris?
Clyburn.
Yeah, he nearly forgets all the time.
Hey, guess what? Big announcement.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, no, genuinely big announcement.
Mm.
Clubby Sports Grand Final breakfast. Just
Yeah.
locked in.
A time?
We've got a time, but we just locked in a big guest.
Silverchair.
No.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Powderfinger.
A guest, not a band.
Guest. Nick Dacos.
Bigger.
Gil McLaughlin.
Bigger.
Not as tall.
Smaller, but bigger.
Bigger than Nick Dacos physically?
Who's the biggest name in footy right now that everyone wants to talk to?
Marby Orchel.
I'm
Close.
Oh, Jack Edelman.
Close.
Ken Ingley.
Close. Closer. Back the other way.
Close the other way back towards Jack.
Sam Mitchell.
Oh,
Well done.
Big Mitch is coming.
Big Mitch is coming down. So Sammy Mitchell is coming to the Clubby Sports Grand Final breakfast. He'll be our cocker,
Yep.
the cockroach. Saturday, September the
Feel like I've been
28th,
replaced.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lululemon VIP lounge open from 9:30 p.m. Standard ticket arrival 9:45 a.m. So I'm just reading out the website there. So if you still want to come,
Yep.
there's some allocations left, but it is closing in the next week. So make sure you get there. We have hit a massive capacity. Honestly, couldn't be happier for everyone that's coming. So massive shout out to everyone that's already got a ticket. But Sam Mitchell is now coming to the breakfast,
Must
which will be
ask.
huge. Absolutely
Busy wounding the
massive.
ball.
It's
Are you allowed to get a selfie with him?
at a cost, at a price, which comes to
That
me.
will genuinely.
Nah,
all
it's a
jokes aside,
huge,
that's
yeah,
it's,
big get.
That's a huge get.
And you think about all the ones that I'm not just saying this, but you think about all the ones he was offered to,
Yeah.
and he chose ours.
So he run a 6 and 2 haircut. You reckon? He's kind of got
I reckon he's got a 9 and 1. It's a new game. Let's speak
Speaking
the
of it, yeah.
ratios. Let's get because you've got a 9 and 0. You've got a 9 and 1. I got a 6 and 2.
Max got a 54 and
And a 1.
0.
Darcy's got a 26 and a 2. He's got a 26 and a 2.
it's a good game.
It's a really good game. Send us in your photos
Your
of
numbers.
people's hair and see what they've got on their head. That's a good one. That's a good one. Tickets available.
Hey,
line 'em up at the
we should do a lineup. Pick it out of the
Yeah,
lineup.
yeah.
Who
Who's
was
got
it? It was the 7 and 3.
Someone, whoever's out there wants to get a 6 and 2. This is what you're going to get, and I'd say that's probably a 11.
That's a That's an 8-1.
That's an 11-1.
It's a bit longer than an 8.
It's an 11-1.
Well, it's probably an 8 and
Yours is a 12 and
8.5.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's a 0 on the
moving
side.
back to the main point, Sam Mitchell is coming to the College Sports Grand
Yeah.
Final breakfast. Make sure you get along, get a ticket. We're going to be up there, 200 plus. The tradies will be up there. Who's coming again? Mike Brady's singing.
What do you think of 200 plus?
Love him.
Yeah, good.
Love him. We've had our stouches. I actually went on the podcast this week.
I've got to catch up on that. What was the main point of contention?
Did you have a stouch or a stoush? Which one was it?
One or the other.
Yeah.
Stoush.
Both.
Stoush, both. Actually had a good one this week because they call Josh Moffat the mole because he sort of does a bit with us, does a bit with them, and he floats around. And I was going on there today and I secretly recorded Moff before I went on saying, I'm like, oh, should I bag him? What should I do? Should I get into him? And Moff's going like, yeah, get into him, bag him. But then somehow it got turned on me. I'm not sure. Moving on. Finals preview coming up on Friday night. This game is going to be a whopper. The refreshingly BWS stat for this one is Port Adelaide have won the past 8 matches against the Swans by an average of 34 points.
This is amazing.
Since 2017, Port Adelaide have not lost to the Swans and have a percentage of 156% against them.
Should we take that one to horse?
I might take that to Horse and Dean Cox and say, boys, I know you've got a horse and you've got a Cox, but this isn't great. Let's address this to the week and try and get it
closer
down
to 0.
Down.
Yeah.
Let's try and get it the other way.
Get it in
Win.
our favour.
Yeah.
Will that carry any sort of anxiety for the playing group? Brett.
I think so. That's funny.
It's funny. I got asked this question earlier today as well. And I was,
What are you doing fucking another podcast? So, yeah. What was going on today?
Yep. Wasn't charging like I do for this one.
Oh, okay. What podcast are you on today?
Ben and Corbin.
Oh, Ben
Corbin and Ben.
Middle mass.
Yeah.
On the ABC. It's I think it would play a part, but I don't know whether do you address it as a coach and say, listen, boys, you've had the wood over us since 2017. We owe these blokes. Because I remember when I was at
Elephant in the room.
Richmond, we lost to Geelong nearly 12 times in a row. I mean, we had some close ones in there, but every time they were too good for us. So.
I think they've got to be, in some way, that really pointed in what happened last time. Oh, fuck, boys. Last time they got a hold of us, they were up to 80 to zip. Let's try and avoid that.
Yeah.
Right? And these were the main things.
Yeah.
Well, let's go out, let's train that, and come with a fresh mind to win on Friday.
I think for them as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Geelong-Richmond one was more of a bottom of the team versus a top of team. Whereas these two are like, I don't think before...
They've just had the wood over them.
Yeah, I don't think that before this, no one had really even noticed that it had been that many in a row. Like, it's not like a big thing, so...
It was a hiding the last time.
It was a hiding. It was a massive hiding. But it also, you could argue that...
I thought it was a glitch on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I just see it right now. Are we starting to talk about this game now?
Well, I just got one more refreshing. Sure. The refreshingly bit step for this one is only 6 teams in the AFL era have lost to a team by 100 plus points and beaten them in their next match. So only 6 teams have beaten another team after 100 points.
It's possible.
It's possible. They could be the 7th.
Yeah, like
they were off that night, way off.
They were off.
I wouldn't expect that to happen again at home.
No.
There's a little bit. It's the middle of the week now. But the longer the week goes in these weeks of finals, you start to think like it gives you time to think about the possibilities of how the game might be played and what might transpire. Like off the back of what Port Adelaide's win was against Hawthorn, immediately you're thinking Sydney would just be licking their lips. It was both of those finals on the weekend were fairly brutal and physical and contested and stoppage dominant. The longer this week's going, I'm still thinking like Sydney should be really confident in what they've got to offer. They've got their home crowd. They've had the week to freshen up. They've sat down with Coxie and Horse and done the thing about the Coxes and Horses.
Yes.
And I think they'll be winning this one quite comfortably.
Yeah. I think they'll win as well. I loved the way Port Adelaide went about it in their game against Hawks that we've already spoken about. You know, when you got someone like Zach Butters in your team, I don't know, he just gets me up and going. I just love the way he goes about it, so I can never write him off. But then again, you think 2 weeks earlier what Heaney was able to do. I will say this because with this game as well, I know Mills probably hasn't been in the best form this year with the interrupted start to the year with his shoulder injury, and now he's out.
Yeah.
fucking hell. That's
So who comes in?
That's what I'm
My
thinking.
tip is probably Robbie Fox, who's been out of the side.
okay.
Robbie
similar
Fox
role.
goes to a Willie Rowley. Or
Maybe,
they,
yeah.
I think they bring him in reliable role. Just figure out a role for him. The midfield, Sydney bat for what Port Adelaide are in the midfield. I think Sydney bat deeper.
Yeah.
Slightly. And yeah,
Does Taylor Adams come back in?
I can't. Who for? Yeah, don't know. The only one that had a bit of a quiet game was
Luke Parker. I mean, you could drop Luke Parker.
Nah, you would not drop Luke Parker.
Why not?
I just don't think you do. I think for Luke
I
Parker,
don't
he's
think they
up-
will either.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm saying
he-
why. Give me a reason why you don't think you do.
is that your match committee
I
now,
think
mate?
that
You're
if
getting
you're-
grilled by the senior coach.
No, okay, I'll give it to you. If you're going
Yeah,
match
11
committee
kick 0. Yeah.
and you're going Luke Parker over Taylor Adams, who I think you're going to get the same output, whereas Luke Parker is a seasoned veteran of that football club. He's won a grand final. He's
As a sub.
As a sub, yes.
Yeah.
But he's I just think he bleeds yellow and white. Oh, yellow and white. I was looking at the highlighted of my thing here. He bleeds red and white.
Yeah.
Apologies for this.
So he's a real Bloods.
I reckon
culture
he's a real
person.
Bloods guy, and I just think that it would actually not do good things for the momentum of that team if they dropped him over.
Which is a shame for Taylor, though, isn't it? Like,
It is.
I can't
It
see him
is.
getting back into that side either,
No.
but it's...
McInerney only had 6. I know he's an outside player. He got subbed out.
Subbed out, yeah.
yeah.
And Horse has been known to, I think it was Logan McDonald he dropped going into last year's 2 years ago grand final.
Yeah.
So, if you're not in form and people are, I don't think he's scared to make it. Like, I would see,
No, he's all about winning. He doesn't care.
I'd see Braden Campbell coming into that
starting
22 and maybe McInerney dropping to sub
Yep.
after watching
Fox,
McInerney.
and Fox in for Mills.
Yeah.
It's always a bit tough, isn't it, this time of year? There's always that 24th, 25th, 26th player that misses.
Yeah.
So does Dixon
how would you do it, Dill? Bring them all in.
Bring them all in. Just write a letter to the AFL, say, can we play 44
Yeah,
this week?
mate. It's a grand final or it's a prelim. We never
No,
know. It could be our last
it's a
game.
tough decision.
Yeah.
Come on.
Property sure would be flat.
I don't want to bloody do it. Bloody hell.
Does Dixon come back in for Port? Laid out, sickness.
Marshall's out.
Marshall's out now with concussion.
Seems pretty straightforward.
We have to, really, don't you?
Well,
have
if
to.
Marshall's out, he comes in. So that means Lorenz holds his spot. He went with youth on the weekend,
Yeah.
Kenny Hinkley, and it worked.
Who had a pretty good game for Port was who I liked. I thought this guy came in as the thing was Sims, was it? What's his name?
Sin.
Sin.
Sorry.
Sin.
What's his first name?
No, we don't do first names.
Yeah.
do we?
What's his
Where's
first name?
Where is he?
Starts with a J.
Where the fuck is he?
Yeah, just guess.
Jake.
Not Josh, is it?
Well done.
Good on
Joshy Sims.
you. Joshy Sims.
Thought you were
Good
thinking
on
about
brother.
someone else.
Bloody hell, the Sims.
I tell you what, he's got a 0-0 on top of the other guy.
He does have a
You were
0-0.
thinking of.
So Sydney, I really like what I was talking about earlier. Braden Campbell in, McInerney sub, Robbie Fox. I like that.
Yep.
Coming in
Yep.
as but other than that, I'd keep it pretty square. Port Adelaide, I don't know a lot about their sort of
Who's
lower type, and I think that what Kane Corn says is, he said, it's his words, not mine. There's probably 6 guys playing at Port Adelaide. Kane's
His words, not
his
not
words,
yours.
not mine. 6 guys playing at Port Adelaide that wouldn't get a game in another club, and Ken's been able to take them to a prelim. So that's pretty exciting.
See Farrell trained today trying to press his case to get back into
Really?
that side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, if he's available, you take the risk.
100%.
Yeah.
Was he hammy?
Yeah.
I hate risking muscular injuries. That's the only thing. I'd rather
So he'll definitely.
You'll stake a claim. Yeah.
But even the next they win, he's playing a granny.
yeah.
Hard call to be made.
Do you guys know anyone else in those Port Adelaide sort of that could potentially come in? I know.
I think they're running towards the back end of their
Yeah.
depth.
Okay.
No, they absolutely are.
So not many changes from that besides
Who are you tipping?
Swans.
Swans.
Easy.
Yes.
I think they will go easy. I think the best games are played in the last two weeks, and I think now it's going to get a bit. Besides the granny, hopefully will be a ripper. I think the next 2 are going to be a little bit blowout-ish.
There's 3 blowouts in the first week. 2 really good ones in the weekend.
Yeah.
Usually prelim finals is one kind of good one bad one.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
If anything, it's Geelong Brisbane will be the potential changes we've been through. Winner and margin. I'm going to go Swans by 26.
Swans by
Swans by 17.
22.
Cool. Best on.
Oh,
Errol Goulden.
you took it out of my mouth. Chad.
I'll go Mills again. Oh, sorry.
This is going to be hard from the sidelines.
I'll go Heaney again. Sorry. He bleeds yellow and white. I'll go Heaney again. Saturday night, Geelong v Brisbane. Refreshingly better our stat is since 2006, Geelong are 24 wins and 5 losses against Brisbane, including 14 wins of 40-plus points. The other stat is Geelong and Brisbane will play just their 4th final against each other, all prelims.
Wow. That's a good stat. I like that one. Cheers, better.
Who does this game remind you of?
Oh, fuck. A lot of good players.
Josh Walker.
No, not that
I was
one.
thinking actually just back in the day.
Yeah, who too?
I was thinking,
You were thinking, were you?
what's that big ruckman? Clark Keating. I was just thinking of Clark Keating.
Why?
Don't know.
Why Clark? I'll tell you which ruckman I was thinking of. Mitch Clark.
What about Aaron Christensen?
Even,
Geelong, Brisbane?
Yeah, even though that's not his name.
What did I say?
What'd you say?
Alan Christensen.
said
What did I say? Aaron. Sorry about that. L's and R's get mixed up.
That's common, yeah.
Fuck. I actually ran into Alan Christensen
he
in
rhymes.
Tasmania. Good guy.
Where's he from?
I ran into him in Tasmania.
Oh,
I think he lives over there now, coaches.
Sydney and Port, quick ones. Any jumping to mind?
Yeah, there is. I'm just trying to think.
I know one.
Sydney and Port.
Sammy Gray.
Yeah.
Sam Gray, great one.
There's not many besides that, is there? Oh,
Alira.
Pete Laddams.
Pete Laddams.
Yeah. Any early day ones? Like the old school one that you can get, which I can't.
Yeah, I don't think there is many, to be honest.
Anyway, very good.
Is there any more Geelong Brisbane, though? I'm actually curious about that now. Oh, what about the big ruckman? What did you say him before?
Mitch Clark.
Please.
Mitch Clark.
Who's the other big ruckman
Yeah.
you're thinking of?
Oh, that's just him. Moving on. What do you think this game's going to happen on the weekend? Geelong Brisbane.
What do I think?
Yeah. Where's it one? Potential changes? Anything happening?
Well,
Like, does
I can't see.
Hawkins come back
I
in?
can't see Hawk coming back in, and I don't know whether
So
Guthrie
Stewart
gets,
has to come back in.
Stewart does,
Stewart comes back in,
and I think it might be Buse or O'Sheen Mullen that will
and
make
they
way.
get Tui as the sub. You reckon?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Probably
just think
makes
he just gives him so much flexibility as the sub.
He's pretty good sub.
Tui.
Experienced on
Yeah.
the bench. You can
Yeah.
talk to players
Yeah.
about the
So he can
structures.
play
and
wing,
all
he can
that
play
stuff.
back, he can play forward. So I think he's a great sub, and therefore I think that it'll be Buse or
Chris
Mullen.
Scott's pretty good at. I reckon if you have to make a call, spelling
thanks.
now, about that, it's like go with the more not to be sentimental. If it's
Well,
so
I don't think he'll
blind,
do that.
well,
I don't think he'll do that with
I
Hawk, though.
actually disagree.
Yeah, I
actually
agree. But
disagree.
I don't think Hawk's in the discussion at all.
No.
I think they're like he can't.
I reckon if anyone, Chris Scott's the one to just go, who gives a fuck, he'll play a first gamer. Like, he wouldn't, I don't think it's going to matter if Tui's played before.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the sub, it's like,
Yeah.
is there a clear decision that O'Sheen
O'Sheen.
Mullen is a better candidate than Zach Tui? Two Irish dudes,
Yep.
younger, older. You're probably like, let's just go with Tui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll have his time in the sun.
Yeah.
Mullen.
Hope not, he's Irish.
I think that that was
That's quite good.
I can't see too many changes there. I think for the Lions, Lockie Neal was in a moon boot post game and at the airport, but I don't know whether
That'd
I
just
sound
be
like Mitch Cleary, don't I?
super
Fucking breaking
cautious.
news.
That'd be super cautious, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but he's already said
Imagine if there was nothing wrong with it. Lockie, can we just chuck a couple of
Oh,
moon boots on you?
No, I actually saw him. I saw him roll his ankle in the last quarter
Yeah.
on the boundary.
Yeah.
Sure he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually saw
but
that.
he was on radio today, and I think he's confirmed that he's fine.
Yeah, recovery boots.
Yeah.
He's got thick calves.
I'm trying to think, what was the guy's name that nearly played in the Geelong Grand Final a while ago?
Trent West. He
No,
is
that's
one.
too long ago. I'm talking about the one recently. Oh, he's like the tagger, very straight back, straight neck. Probably got a haircut would be maybe an 8 and 2.
Straight back and 8 and 2.
Straight back 8
And he
and
was
2.
a tagger.
He's a tagger?
Mark O'Connor.
Yeah. Where's he?
He's
He
been,
play
ruled,
these
been
days?
ruled out for the year.
He's Irish
Yeah,
as
I was
well.
just asking where the fuck he is. I'm just saying, like, where are you, mate?
Straight
You'd have an 8 and 2. Well, you got him, didn't you? Very straight back. Very straight back.
Yeah, he was a
There's
tagger.
there's no bent back there, is there? He's got a straight spine. Anyway.
So, I think that
So he's not playing?
No, he's out for the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Out for the year.
Brisbane. I think they're kind of
They're set.
I kept an eye on the VFL on the weekend. I don't think there was much. in
No,
the
they had
VFL
a
that
heap
was
of
coming
carry
through.
overs too. They
Yeah, they
I saw
carried
Ricky
over
Lloyd
Fort.
today.
They carried over Fort.
Harry Sharp.
Just a ruckman, just to keep keep the peace.
Young Harry Sharp.
And Darragh Joyce. So they're probably the next three.
What about Payne? He didn't look like he was ready to go.
Oh, I think he'd be better for the run.
Fuck, he was banged up.
He was good in the last quarter. He lifted.
Yeah.
The one with
Had
Brisbane,
Got a follow-up question, by the way.
maybe the one I'm thinking, and they're pretty wedded, I think, to the way they structure in terms of their personnel, of they need this amount of tools there, and they're pretty kind of rigid, aren't they? The one I was thinking, he had pretty good impact when he came on, was McKenna. It was like the Irish show today, but he came on as a half-back, which they subbed out Logan Morris.
Yes.
As a forward, and they actually looked a little bit more dynamic in the front half. They shifted. I think Bailey became a permanent forward. He was playing a bit up on the wing and all that, but they then put a bit more speed. So pretty much replaced Morris with a smaller player, and that's when the game changed.
One thing for
Give us your
Brisbane.
question. What was your question?
Okay, I got 2 questions. I've got 2.
Yeah.
One at the front, one at the back for you.
Sweet.
One that's I find is not working that well for Brisbane at the moment is Danaher and Hitwood together. Like, Danaher had a really good game, but what is Hitwood doing? Some decoy patterns or some really spreading the, like, is he doing something, Mick, that we're not knowing at the moment?
Send him to the wing, you reckon?
No, I'm just curious. Like,
Maybe sub him out at half time. Maybe that might be a pre-plan from last week.
Yeah. Oh god,
that was
course.
that was.
You know what? Fuck you guys. That last week, I didn't even. I stand by this in going. I don't know the question that I was saying, and
Listen
just
here, Ben,
referring
you're
to
only
this,
going to play
guys.
half, mate. Get yourself ready for that.
I'm referring to this around the Carlton game first final when Carlton put Tom de Koning as the fucking sub and subbed out Matt Kennedy. My question was going. The real question was, why the fuck is a ruckman the sub? Was it a play because he couldn't play out a whole game and they were always going to do it? I wasn't.
So you reckon?
I don't reckon. It was a fucking question.
Eric Hitwood, the forward. Is that Boris?
Boris.
The forward. They're going on the game plan on the weekend. Brisbane. Fags.
I didn't say this.
Fags has got the
questions.
whiteboard. And he's got Eric Hitwood's number.
50%.
Right, mate, here's your decoy pattern today. Whoosh, whoosh, here's your play sheet. Go out there with your play sheet.
All right,
You do this, mate, you're going to get
my
5
other one
votes,
question, though, is this. Payne had 5 or 6 kicked on him. Probably could have been 10 on the weekend with Hogan. At what point does Harris Andrews help out? Or is there a bit of that Darcy Moore-ness about it of just like, nah, you know what? These guys are just really good intercept marks. We need to just keep them doing. Because, yes, you can take intercept marks. And from that stat in last episode, a lot of their scores were from turnover. But also, 6 points close to goal is 6 points close to goal. So, would you have liked to seen Harris Andrews jump on Jesse Hogan?
Yeah, I don't know whether he.
Or if that happens again, would that happen?
I don't think so.
Really?
I reckon, to be honest, they just value Harris Andrews.
Yeah,
in
great
that role so
defender,
much.
but I don't know whether he's a lockdown.
The next guy that
One-on-one
they kind of
defender.
trust in those roles is Ryan Lester.
Yeah, he'll take Jeremy Cameron this week.
Good matchup.
Good luck.
Yeah, Jez will kick 10. I love Ryan too. I played with him in Vic Metro.
Take
He's
that
great.
one.
There's a
He actually
shout.
hasn't really. He's never really got off on a. He's never actually really got off on him, to be honest. So
Yeah.
He's a diligent player.
So
He's very, very
You're
tough
very
player.
confident the Cats will.
no, I'm not confident. I just, if I had to tip, it'd be weird for me to say Brisbane are going to make the grand final after I said they wouldn't. Do that. So I'm sort of just have to.
So
I
I hope
have
they
to
do.
say
Yeah.
Cats will
Yeah.
win. I will say this about the Cats just before.
Do you hang on? Go and jump in, sorry, Brett.
Go.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Fags will put it up on the whiteboard like Kenny did?
What I said. Yeah, and then he'll come off on the ground
And then you'll
do this one to me in the crowd. And he'll go, you. Yeah, I don't think so. But it's interesting with the Cats. I'm saying this in complete admiration of the Cats. Their team. If you put that on paper against anyone, I just don't know how they are what they're doing. But they are just so well drilled. I feel like they're
You know what they're really good at? Their
Footy.
fundamentals.
Yeah, fundamentals.
They're outstanding one-on-one. They're little hands in here and there. They win crucial balls. I brought this up earlier in the week about DeConning and where does he fit? We talk about changes. Does he come in and does someone else circle that and say, maybe we might be a chance here because he hasn't been brought back into the side?
Who
But
would
I don't know where
who
we
would
should
he
be
come
coming back in?
for?
Well, Blitzarves has played mostly back now.
Yeah.
And done a great job there, but he gives them that flexibility of going into the ruck as well, which DeConning has done as well. But I think they just become too tall.
Who would you bring him, Mac? I've lost him.
Lost him. Neil's kicked 2-2. Blitzarv's 15. I don't know who you'd take out of the team. I really don't. I don't know.
Play them all.
Extend it.
Dills, just wondering, mate. Can we just play
we
them
don't
all?
want to make a hard call. Can we just bring one more in?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't tell them.
Just sentimental value, Hawk, you're in. Guthrie, you've been out for all year. You can come. Who else?
Fucking hell, Grindwise is a good player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. You
I
brought
think-
it
I
up,
think-
though, about De Koning, so I'm just wondering if you know. Because he is taller. Brisbane have a taller forward line with Hipwood, Danaher, and...
Yeah, but I think and Morris when he's not being subbed out. But
Yeah.
I think their ability with Collar Jasny, Henry,
just play on 'em.
Blitzarves, they just get it done. And that's why I think that their ability to bring it to ground, get it out of there, is, they'll be up against it, no doubt. But, I mean, that's where the pressure of their midfielders come into it too.
Can we get up the emergencies for Geelong in that Port final? We can't do that. It's quite hard to find that now.
In the game last week.
No, the qualifying final
Oh, yeah.
against Geelong Port. I
Yeah,
just want to know
who it was that.
Who
their
came in?
emergencies were.
Well, Tom Stewart. Apparently that was all ducks and drakes. He flew over because their physio.
No,
is
apparently
over
it
there.
Flew over the freaking
No,
flies.
apparently he was sick.
Yeah, I know, but
Really
their head physio is over there in Adelaide, so a lot of boys go back and forth. But
Gotcha.
it was to make it look like he was, so they prepared for it. What I heard on the radio.
So the emergencies in the first game for Port for Geelong were Gary Rowan, Tom Stewart,
Gary Rowan. So Gary Rowan fractured his skull.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Tom Stewart was sick. And
Sam
Did you see the photo of Gary Rowan?
Yeah,
His staples
full on.
all over his
Hope he's
skull.
well. Sending love out to
Bloody
Rosso.
oath.
He might have to get the 6-2 now with the with the head at the moment.
He's
He's got the 0-0, I think.
He's got the 0 across the head and the sort of 22 and 26 front and back. It's unorthodox, but we shouldn't make fun of that because he's fractured his skull, so I hope he's okay. I've done that before, by the way. Fractured my skull.
Should he go just to a...
Just a 0.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Be hard to do, actually, wouldn't it?
It'd be hard with the stitches. But I love Gary Ryan. Hope he's okay. Brisbane, as we said, changes. So who are we tipping? I'm going Geelong. Just because I have to stick with them again.
Yeah, fresh cats. I think they just excited me so much. That game against Port Adelaide, they're right across the board. They didn't shy away from anything. But Port was second rate that day, but I think they're just going to be too good right across the board. So
I think the Lions win. And I think Fags finds you and does the thing. Yeah.
So you're saying Brisbane Swans granny?
Brisbane Swans, granny, just like... Has that ever happened before? Don't know.
No.
Brisbane will win. Here's why. Brisbane absolutely annihilated Carlton.
yeah,
Played for
Daniel.
Sydney.
They...
Big pipes.
To be honest, like against the Giants, bad kicking's bad football. Like they kick straight early in that game, and the game is more level, and then maybe in front, and then they have that dominant patch and end up winning. I feel, despite the Giants, it's a strange one. They should have won the game, the Giants. But Brisbane, the stats and all of it put together in the melting pot, Brisbane are in really good form. Clearly, they're going to a prelim final.
Yeah, and it's funny because like with Brisbane, they haven't really played a 4-quarter game. So when you're winning and you're not playing that well, it's a lot of upset.
I think there'll be enough in their review like this week. It's not like they've won and everything's fine and dandy.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, gee whiz, we got away with this, got to be better here, this, and this. Here's what we're going to stop at the Cats. And we're going to do it.
When you think about it, is there more players at Brisbane or Geelong that you need to stop?
Well, name the ones that you need to stop
At Brisbane, as we spoke about earlier, there's Neil and Zorko.
Zorko.
And then you'd even argue Joe Danaher after last week.
Big game player. Yeah. Cam
at
Rayner was
Geelong,
right there. Rayner's been in good form.
Rayner wasn't great on the weekend.
No,
It's quite
Himmelberg cooked him.
blanket. Or was it Connor Iden? I'm not sure.
Bit of both. I think Himmelberg towards the end.
No,
Iden was on...
Iden was Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron.
Glove. Yeah, look, then you got Jez,
Who else?
Danger, who's still,
You reckon?
mate, influential.
Yeah,
Tom
okay.
Stewart, you need to put time into.
Yeah.
I think you need to put time into Stengel up front.
Yeah.
I think you need to put time into Brian Myers, not allow him just to do whatever he wants to do, running around the ground.
Okay. So maybe they do.
I don't know, they've got weapons, but
What about we got Ashcroft and these guys as well, so there's a lot there.
Ashcroft
really.
was huge on the weekend.
You could nearly say Brisbane Geelong would be a great grand final, but I don't hate your take. You've convinced me,
You're on board?
but I'm going Geelong. But you've convinced me.
I'm 1 from
because
6
of
so
the
far
thing.
with
I
my
just have
tipping,
to.
so don't listen to what I say.
It's exciting. All right, list management. So I'm going Geelong.
Geelong.
Even though you wrote them out of the straight sets.
Much feedback on the role play from our first episode this week?
Oh, a lot of good
Can't
feedback
wait.
on that.
Good feedback.
Yeah,
Does,
Dodora
yeah.
called me. He said he wants to.
Nice, I'm
He
looking
wants to
forward.
take
Who
you
are
out
list
for a
managing
pizza.
today? Because we're going to do another role
List
play.
management, we have the Giants and the Hawks. So I'll be Jared Roughhead from the Hawks at some stage and Adrian Caruso from the Giants at some stage as well.
Yep.
Which would be good.
Okay.
Both great operators there. Giants, let me read them out for you. Harry Perryman, Isaac Cumming, James Peatling. I just wrote a note, need another ruckman.
Producey.
And Elliot Himmelberg.
A chance to get there, you reckon?
Well, I just remember from last year he tried to get there. Wasn't really playing this year for the Crows, and was just thinking the one thing the Giants really needed on the weekend that stood out to me was that another third tall to like help when if they don't have a ruckman, sort of like that Keefe role.
I think of those blokes you've mentioned, I think Cummings gone, Perryman's gone. I think Peatling stays, and Himmelberg maybe.
Goes
like
there.
comes.
Maybe
To make a double.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. And I think Bruce will be potentially done there.
I think
but I think
he's done, isn't he, Bruce?
they've got a young bloke in that's coming through.
Madden?
Nick Madden.
Yeah.
He's fucking huge. He's like
Yeah.
as big as Mummy.
Yeah,
He's got a long hair.
And then I
flaps.
think they're going to get one out of their
What's he
academy
got?
too.
There you go. He's got a Malay. Oh, I'd be, how do you rate that?
It's a tough
I'm not
one.
sure. It'd be one on the sides,
One on the sides, but a
like a 9 on top, and then a sort of
38 at the back.
down the back. Yeah, no, I like that. I actually heard that, I don't know where I heard this from, and it's obviously not true. I heard that maybe Matty Flynn was heading back to the Giants.
No, I don't think so.
Nah, wouldn't
No.
thought so.
Hey, so I'll give you one.
There you go.
I'll give you a really easy
By
one.
the way, Caruso listens to this pod and he messaged me laughing at all the stuff
All
that
right.
I said. So
All right,
it's
so you're
obviously
Caruso.
not true.
You're Adrian Caruso.
Yeah.
And again,
Yep. Who do you
this
want?
is your words, not mine.
Yep.
But
Himmelberg.
you're ringing
Himmelberg.
Brett over here.
He's got
who
Himmelberg.
is no Brett. Can we do this?
Matty
one?
Nix.
Can we do the Cadman one?
The Cadman.
Cadman the Kangas.
Clarko.
So
Nah.
I'm
You
well
give me
versed with-
Clarko.
Nah, Cadman's my cousin. I
Okay,
don't want
he's
him.
staying at the
I
Giants.
like him at the
No,
Giants
very
now.
easy one for you.
Yep.
Oh, Giants. Do they? If they're losing, if they do lose those players, and we like to say this at the Giants, we don't lose anyone. We don't lose anyone. We say who goes who and who leaves. Love those boys. Hope they don't leave. But if they do you just get draft picks for them, or do you try and get back some players? So, like for example, the obvious one is if Isaac Cumming went to Adelaide, which is reported.
Yeah.
Elliot Himmelberg, do you get like a
Yeah.
really good pick and him thrown in as a steak knives or no?
Given what they've done in the game so far, but I mean, Isaac hasn't got a huge body of work behind him in terms of what he's done. He's had a few injuries this year, and Elliot Himmelberg
Good player,
he's
though.
played 25, 30 games,
Yeah.
maybe, has he? I don't know,
Cheese
maybe
is very,
more.
Isaac Cumming. Very
I don't think they're like for like,
No.
and I don't think Adrian nor Jason McCartney would see that either. So they'd be, if that was a part of
I
it.
said
think
and a pick. I said and a pick.
Yeah, I'd think they'd try and keep it all separate. And they'd be
Separate,
like,
okay.
let's do that deal and then let's work out.
Oh, that one.
Because I don't know whether Elliot's got a contract at Adelaide or
Might be
not.
a free agent.
I don't know.
Till is it free agent?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Perryman looks like he might go to Hawthorn, which we'll talk about.
I don't
in a
think
minute.
so. Not
Or you reckon
Hawthorn.
put Adelaide?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. There you go. Cool. Let's move on from the Giants then. I don't have anything else for them.
Nah.
Anything else from you?
Well,
Cadman
well,
stays. He's not going to North anymore.
Yeah,
I
'cause
suppose-
he's your
he's my
cousin.
cousin now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Christmas over a couple of crownies. We've got to.
we once we
You've told him.
once we knew that I was related to him, I said,
Mate, come on, lock in.
stay here.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And I think Peatling stays as well. I reckon they get that deal done. Very important.
3-year deal, I'm here. Is that right?
I wouldn't know, but I hope so.
Yeah.
Hawks.
Keefe got 6 and Petley got.
Yeah, well,
Got 3
it's only a 6-month deal. In fairness, it's
in totality.
yeah. Hawks. Josh Battle.
Yep.
Which is exciting. A lot of people would probably know this, but Jared Roughhead was at Saints for a few years, so now he's at Hawthorn.
I think that's part of the draw.
No, I'm just saying that he obviously rates him very highly of been working with him
Yeah.
to then bring him across.
Oh, he'd know inside as to
Yep.
what he was. Yeah.
Yep. Fair to say?
Yeah, well, Ruff was in recruiting, but he did a little bit of stuff out in the field as well.
I think it'd be fair to say that he knows
Tom
him.
Barras.
Tom Barras as
2
well.
backmen.
That's good as good as done.
What is if you were a backman there? If you were like
Sam Frost.
Evan Frosty
Yeah.
and
Blank. James Blank.
Sarong,
those guys,
Ethan
what
Phillips.
are you doing? You doing anything?
you just say, hey, welcome the opportunity. This is my fucking spot. If you want it, come beat me in a one-on-one.
Just
Just
one.
one. Just one
Just
one-on-one.
one. It's like whoever wins plays the whole
Yeah,
year.
nice.
No, I think that we were spoken about this a little bit, actually. I spoke about this with Jake Waterman, actually, on the podcast last week. It's like how good it is to get good players in your team, in your position, because if you're training with them and competing against them, it makes you a better player. Like, I have no doubt Alex Rance made Asprey a better back.
Yep. And Grimes.
So, and Grimes. So, if you've got good players around you, I think that if you're looking
and vice
at
versa back the other way too, because they challenge to make you better. Yeah.
So I think that you'd be welcoming the challenge to make that list a better place. And in turn, even think about it this: if Tom Barras and Josh Battle are coming to the club, that's probably going to make Sicily a better player. It's going to make Mitch Lewis a better player. They've got to play them at training. Like we spoke about this in the sense of West Coast this year have been so terrible. No offence.
Yeah.
But full back, centre half back, full forward, all Australians were McGovern and Jake Waterman.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt they would have done a fair bit of training on each other this year,
Maybe.
which makes them good players.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're, I don't think I would look at it that way.
Okay.
If I'm,
How would you look at it?
I'd be
Curious.
wondering where I fit in the whole scheme of things. If I've got a side, if I'm a half-back or a full-back and they're bringing in two full-backs, I'm probably thinking, I wonder where I fit into this, because you can't play four of them, even though you want to ask Dills if you can.
You weren't here. You were in Bali.
Knock on those boys. I think that those boys, if they're thinking that, they have Clayton Hinkley's brain,
Yeah.
because they're not getting a fucking kick. That's why they're bringing in two.
You were in Bali when we discussed this about how we manage exit meetings as players.
Yeah.
Me and Robbie Nahas would go in and just accept the feedback.
Yep.
Brett would go in and grill them.
Yeah, got
Right,
you.
talk to me. Who are we bringing in? Where am I playing? What am I doing? How are you making me better?
How are we getting better?
So you're bringing in 4 small forwards. Why is that? Because I'm a small forward. We've already got me. What do you mean? What do you mean, guys? Like, that's weird. Why would you bring in 4 more? Anyway, I get your point. Do you get mine?
Yeah. I
get that. Like, so the
I
point
get for the whole scheme of things, but, but from a manager's point of view, I've got to look out for my client and make sure that he's extending his career for the longest time possible.
I agree. So those guys, if we're talking specifics, I don't
if
even
you've
know who
only
you're
got one
talking
more
about
deal,
here. Who are those two?
No, but if you've got one more deal left, one more year on your deal, and they're bringing in someone else on a 5 and 6 year deal, you're like, I wonder what's going to happen here if they go past me.
But they're probably not.
Don't reckon they're
going
to extend me for 3 years, are they?
We're not playing those guys. Who are they?
Well, but then it's got to be
Sarong Blank's been out all year with a knee.
Yeah.
Ethan Phillips.
Frost has been in, but the other two go past.
Frost is my age now, so he'll be 32 next year.
Yep.
What's he running up to? He's like a...
He's quite... I think he's nearly
he's a zero.
Just a
zero
just a
onside.
Just a 2-2.
Zero onside. He's
Zero
sharp.
zeros.
He's a
Maybe.
high and tight. He's a high and tighty.
He goes high and tight, yeah. 0-0-1. Yeah, anyway.
But I think that's where the mature conversation needs to be with the club and say, well, where do I fit? And if I'm in your plans and you're telling me I am, okay, extend me then. Make me a part of it.
Do you have any of those guys, by any curiosity?
Potentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about it for 14 minutes, so I get it now. 'Cause I was here going, why the fuck are we talking about this?
It's an interesting...
interesting.
It's an interesting piece.
Do you not find that interesting?
It is interesting. No, I get it. But also, I think we're talking about two different things. I was talking about how to get a list like competitive. You're talking about players individually thinking where they're at.
Yeah, and you got it. Like players, as players, you go, this is great. Let's all sign up for 6 years. 10 of us here in the back line.
Yeah. No,
but only 7
But
of us
also,
can play.
you're looking at it from a point of view of you're a number 1 draft pick, you'd All-Australian BNF. Me, maybe, not you, Mick. I'm looking at it as, like, I don't have much say in my exit meeting of who the fuck they're bringing into the club. If they want to bring in 4 more small forwards, it's because I'm fucking not doing my job.
I'm in your favour here, mate. Like, if you've only got 1 year deal and they're bringing in 4 more small forwards, you're like, am I not going to go to a place that wants more small forwards? Am I going to stay here and get buried?
And again,
did you not see that when I was explaining?
He didn't have much of a market for that.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. There wasn't many others asking.
But why would you sit there and applaud the fucking team if you're going to be without a job?
I was thinking about it as a holistic team going, it's going to make us better.
Oh, my God.
No?
And I'm on a 1 year for 95.
Number 1 cheer squad. That's what I'll be employing you for. Thank you, mate. You clap the boys so they come off. Fucking hell. You want to play the game or not?
I'm confused.
You didn't have that killer instinct, my man.
No, I didn't. I was like, you want to bring in 6 other guys? Yeah, awesome. How you going, boys? What's going on? Let's all train together. You want to play? I'll play next week.
But then you'd walk over, as you've already told on this podcast, you'd walk over to Brett Daniels and say, pat him on the back because you thought you had him covered.
Yeah. I go, mate, you've been training fucking well. See how it goes round 1. Anyway, boys, exciting times. Good chat this week. I thought we solved some issues. I thought we also brought up some things that I still don't know what we're talking about. But all in all,
pretty good.
Not
good
bad.
out. I'm excited for this weekend coming.
Me too.
That's for sure. Are you boys going to the game?
I'm doing the Geelong Brisbane game. Yeah,
Murph's doing it?
Nah, with milkshakes and Lingy.
Perfect. You might get a word in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
hard-
three of us. Three is on special.
It's a really good
so-
slot, the 5:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great slot.
But we're on from 3:30, so tune in 774
Who's harder to get a word in there with milkshakes or Lingy?
milkshakes.
Milkshakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever talk about me with milkshakes?
Yeah, I've brought him up. You up?
What do you say?
Dyl, I love Dyl. Yeah, geez, he was a competitor. Yeah, I loved him.
I actually very much like Mick. He's a great guy. Mick, what are you doing this weekend? You in at the club at the moment? Doing anything?
VFL Granny.
VFL Granny
Nah,
this weekend.
I'm playing Granny this weekend, actually.
Oh, I forget that he keeps playing. I keep forgetting.
North
to bring it
Warrnambool
up.
playing South Warrnambool on Saturday. In
We should
the
go-
Hampton League. Don't come down.
I was going to say we should, but I've
That's
got-
okay.
got on
But
Saturday.
we've got...
Probably nothing.
Look, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
South Warrnambool, North Warrnambool. Here we go.
That's
the big one, the
I'm
big
getting,
dance.
I'm getting
You get
nervous
nervous,
thinking
eh?
about it. Never done it, but getting
Nah,
nervous for you.
even local?
Under 15s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have had the week off. Body's feeling fresher. South Warrnambool, best team all year, so should be a good arm wrestle.
He's putting the pressure on them. Did you see that?
Yeah.
See how he did that?
We're the underdogs.
Here we are.
You get tagged?
Yeah, under Boris's.
No,
You'll have a run with?
we've got a couple other midfield. Jackson Grundy, Jet Birmingham. They're very good young players there at North that have far
Yeah, but
more
you
impact
give him
around
the
the
ball.
ball.
Great
I'm
deflection,
sure.
mate.
You give him
Great
the ball,
deflection.
I'm
So looking
sure.
forward, hopefully, to running around on my own.
Oh, don't do that.
No, they actually run a really tight system, South Warrnambool. They're
Yeah.
a system-based side.
You were saying you fucking hated him before.
Yeah,
You had
that
no
was-
respect
that
for him.
was
Wasn't
off
you?
Yeah, that's what
Saying
I
that.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
He
off
said
there.
that
No, that
they're
was
going to shit in
South.
the grand final.
That was South.
Weak as piss.
Warrnambool.
South.
Very good.
And then I'll come Sunday. I've got a commitment at the VFL grand final to come back and
You got to
wear
cash
a beer in
in.
there.
You got what he's saying. He's got
No, just a little love.
it. Okay, that's great.
So looking forward.
I'll
to
just
it.
say
You're
that.
on special comments again.
Watch
You
your
get me and
space.
Jimmy up and talk the interview again at Werribee. About the
You
marathon.
like
Yeah, about
marathons.
the marathon. Last one on Warrnambool. That's a big shout out to the city of Warrnambool for the weekend because that's a north and south. That's a strong league. They've still got the Maze up there at Warrnambool.
Yep.
Shout out to the Maze. All right, good on you guys. Remember to get your drinks for game day sorted and enjoy the footy with BWS. See you next week.